Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Nick Tan Chats. My name is Nick Tan, and on today's episode, I'll be chatting with you guys about something called Insight by TCC Magic. So hi again guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for showing up, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for spending some time with me today. So first of all, before anything else, Happy New Year, Happy 2025 to all of you out there, all of my subscribers, all of my viewers as well. 2024 has been quite a fruitful year for me, both on this channel as well as professionally as well. And the support from you guys has been amazing up till this point. Thank all of you out there for your emails, your messages, and your comments as well about how you've been enjoying the content on this channel, and also about some review requests, or some ideas about what else I can talk about on this channel. And again, if you are new to the channel, do consider subscribing, because your subscriptions are important to us, here on YouTube, because they really help motivate us to continue putting out these videos for you guys on YouTube. And it's great to know, that people are watching the videos, because if nobody's watching, then there really isn't any point to make the videos, right? And I do realize, that I don't churn out these review videos with any amount of regularity, but I do try to put out a video, every now and then whenever I can, right? And I do have a couple of items already kind of lined up, on my, to-do list of videos. So I will work through them, and hopefully you guys can tune in when those videos come online. But anyhow, let's talk about today's item. So this is actually for another TCC item. This is called Insight. Okay, so long story short, Insight is actually a prop that can be used for, mentalism, mental magic kind of prediction related kind of effects. So you will get the prop inside this box, okay, this hard shell box, and also along with the prop, you will also get access to a tutorial video, which it's not very long, but it does run through with you exactly how to prepare the prop itself, how to work with it, and give you some ideas as well about how you can apply it. So before I show you what the prop looks like, let me talk a little bit about what this prop is, basically, right? It's a prop that allows you to do like word predictions, okay? Kind of like, in a book test, magazine test, newspaper test, that kind of an effect, right? And this is actually, as far as I think it is, I think it is based on the Wordle principle, that was originally put together by someone by the name of Jim Sherman, I believe, all right? And in the original version, there were like metallic cards, I think 2 metallic cards with like windows cut out in them, okay? And from there, they would be used to select a word in a book or a magazine. And then along the way, there have been other performers who've applied this Wordle principle to other props, all right, other items as well. So there's a paperclip, a paperclip version, which I believe the originator was Bruce Elliott, okay, who published an effect using this kind of an idea, right, with a paperclip in an effect that he put out called Fate. And then there have been other versions, right? Jay Sankey had something like that as well. And I think, you would have seen, ideas put out by Banachek, and Max Maven as well has got some work on it. So it's not a new concept, but it's a really, really useful and practical one, and one that I use actually in my show myself. So I use a version of the Wordle kind of gimmick, okay, let's call it that, in my own show, okay? And in my show, I perform a newspaper test with it, okay? And the gimmick is, it's kind of like something I made up for myself, and there are kind of like 2 schools of thought, I think, 2 types rather, of this kind of a Wordle gimmick, right? There is the, the one that is used covertly, okay, which means the audience isn't aware of the existence of this kind of a prop as well, okay, and that's the one I prefer to use. That's all I'll say about that, okay. And then there is the other approach where you use an item or a prop that is like open, it's openly used. So in this case, I'll show it to you in just a while, but in the case of, like, for example, a paperclip or maybe a business card of some kind, the Wordle idea can also be applied to those kinds of props as well. So in this case, the Wordle principle is applied to this. Okay, this is a Chinese coin. Okay, I'll give you an idea of what a coin looks like. So on one side looks like this, and on the other side looks like that. Okay, so the coin measures about, well, it's slightly larger than a silver dollar. So this is going to be about slightly over 4 cm in diameter, you know, and the little hole in the middle, all right, the square hole, a square hole. Yeah, the square hole measures about 6 millimeters, I think, 6 millimeters square. Okay, so it's not a very big space. Okay, but yeah, that's what the prop looks like. Okay, it's just a Chinese coin basically. Okay, and you can display this to your audience as you go into your book test or your newspaper test. So normally for these kinds of props, there are again like two kinds of approaches, right? In some cases, the prop itself isn't, well, you cannot activate it, right? So you would need another extra prop, all right, to kind of switch out, okay, in case you want the item to be examined, you know, after you perform the effect, right? So in this case, this prop is of the activatable. In this case, this prop can be activated, okay? So you can show it cleanly like that, okay, in its regular state, you know, just like a Chinese coin, and then you can also activate it so that the Wordle principle will kind of work, right, when you are using it to select a word from a book. Now that being said, this prop is not examinable, okay? So while it looks, you know, regular, right, like a regular coin, it's not examinable because it's quite easy to kind of activate the gaff. All right, so if you put this into a spectator's hands with just a little bit of handling, they are going to be really surprised. Okay, so no. All right, for those of you who are concerned about examinability, this is not a prop that you can hand out for examination. So I mean, how would this be used in performance, right? So for example, if you were to take like a book, okay, spectators can say stop at any page, and then you would place the coin on the page itself, okay, and you probably cannot see this from the camera, right, but you would move the coin around, and through the little hole, all right, the spectators would see the words kind of changing, okay, and then you would cover it up, have the spectator now call stop. Wherever they stop, you now, you know, remove your fingers, and then they will see the word that you kind of, well, shall we say, intend to be selected. Okay, so that is how this coin is used within the course of a book test routine. So yes, is the prop well made? You know, it's really well made, really clever in design, looks great, feels great as well, and it's an interesting prop, okay, which I think will open up some avenues for, you know, other kinds of, you know, interesting presentations when it comes to selecting a word from a book, you know, during a book test. However, there is only one thing I think I need to tell you guys, which you may already kind of suss out, right? The hole itself is just 6 millimeters square. Okay, so it's really, really small, really, really tiny, right? And if I were to just use like a regular book, let me just look for a page here, and I'm not sure if you guys can see this, okay, but not much is going to fit in the square. Okay, so for example, if I were to look for a really short word, like let's say, oh, there we go. Okay, I think I can fit this in. Let's hope I can get that on camera. That's the word the. Okay, a 3-letter word, and you can see that it already kind of fills up the whole space. So you're not going to get in, you know, a 4-letter word. I mean, barely, right? I mean, they're going to make out the word like, this one is like tree, okay? But anything longer than 3 or 4 letters, you know, you're not going to be able to use this prop. And I think what I like about the Wordle principle is that, you know, you can just force any kind of word, right? So any word, in fact, in my newspaper test, the word I force is like a 7-letter word, you know, so it's not going to work with this prop, obviously. So if you do want to get this, okay, while it's really clever and looks really nice, you do need to consider that you can only really force really short words, okay, 3-letter words, at most 4 letters, if you're going to be working in English, of course, right? You can, I suppose, force well, numbers, you know, a 2-digit number, 3-digit number would work well here. So yeah, you could do that. Yeah, that's the only kind of limitation that I can probably think of. And I thought, you know, it'd be great to just let you guys know about that. Alright, but all in, again, really well made, interesting looking prop that you can use for a book test. So if you are interested to have a look at Insight, okay, from TCC Magic, please do visit my link in the description box down below. And I think you will be able to get a small discount as well on all your TCC purchases if you use my link below. Alright guys, but that's all for today's episode. I do hope I've given you enough information to decide whether or not this is something that would interest you, whether you'd like to pick this up or not. And I want to thank again TCC for really kindly sending this over to me so that I can have a look at it and chat about it with you guys on this show. If there is anything that's not clear, or if I haven't answered any of your questions in this review, please do leave your questions in the comment section down below and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. But for now guys, thanks for watching. Do stay safe, take care of yourselves, have fun with your magic and your mentalism, and I will see you on the next episode of Nique Chats.